I still remember the exact moment my life cracked open. I was sitting at my desk, staring at my laptop, pretending to work, when my phone rang. I glanced at the screen and frowned. "Ryan?" I muttered before answering. "Hey, man, what's up?" There was a pause. Then Ryan spoke, his voice low. "Where are you right now?" I laughed lightly. "At work." "Why? You sound weird." "I need you to listen carefully," he said. "And don't interrupt me." My smile faded. "You're scaring me." "Just say it." Another pause. I could hear noise in the background, like traffic. Then he said, "I saw Emma." I blinked. "Yeah, she told me she's visiting her sister." "What about it?" "She's not with her sister," he said. My fingers tightened around the phone. "What do you mean?" "I'm in Washington for a business trip," he continued. "I was at a hotel downtown. And I saw her, walking in." I let out a breath and forced a chuckle. "Okay? Maybe you're mistaken. Lots of people look alike." "I wasn't mistaken," Ryan said firmly. I called her name. She looked at me. My chest felt tight. "Then why didn't you say hi?" "Because she wasn't alone." The words hung in the air. I swallowed. "Who was she with?" Ryan hesitated. "Your boss." I frowned. "What?" "Daniel Brooks," he said quietly. "I saw them go in together." I laughed again, louder this time. "That's not funny, Ryan. Seriously. I'm not joking." "You have to be wrong," I said quickly. "Emma hates business trips. She wouldn't even know that hotel." "I followed them," he said. "They went to the lounge first. Sat together. Close." "Stop," I snapped. "Just stop talking." "I wish I could," he replied. "But you deserve to know." I stood up from my chair and started pacing. "No. This doesn't make sense. She told me she's with Olivia. She sent me pictures." "Old pictures can be reused," Ryan said. I shook my head even though he couldn't see me. No, you're overthinking. Maybe Daniel is just there for work too. Maybe they ran into each other." "Do you believe that?" he asked. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. Ryan sighed. "Look, I didn't call to hurt you. I called because if I were you, I'd want to know." I leaned against the wall. "Did you see them do anything?" "They were comfortable," he said carefully. "Too comfortable." My heart pounded. "That doesn't prove anything." "I know," he replied. "That's why I said check for yourself." I closed my eyes. "Why would she lie to me?" "I don't know," he said. "But something's not right." Silence filled the line. I could hear my own breathing. "Say something," Ryan urged. "I don't know what to say," I whispered. "Then don't say anything," he said softly. "Just think." I rubbed my face. "This is crazy." "I'll send you the hotel name," he added. "Do what you want with it." "Ryan." "Yeah? If you're wrong?" "I hope I am," he said. "More than anything." The call ended, but I kept holding the phone to my ear like it might ring again. I sat back down slowly. "Emma wouldn't do this," I muttered. "She loves me." But my mind wouldn't stay quiet. Small things started coming back. Late replies. Short answers. That distant look in her eyes. I clenched my fists. "No. I'm just overthinking." Still, I opened our chat and stared at her last message. "Miss you." "Do you?" I whispered. That night, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling. Every memory felt different now. Every smile looked fake. I turned to my side and grabbed my phone again. "Was I blind," I said quietly, "or just stupid?" I started noticing everything I had ignored before. That same night, I sat on the couch, staring at Emma as she walked in. "Hey," she said softly. "You're still awake?" "Yeah," I replied. "Just couldn't sleep." She smiled and dropped her bag. "You should rest more. You've been stressed." "Have I?" I asked. She paused. "What do you mean?" "Nothing," I said. "How's your sister?" "Olivia," she replied quickly. "She's good." "Missing me already?" I nodded slowly. "That's nice." She sat beside me. "Why are you looking at me like that?" "Like what?" "Like you're trying to read my mind," she said with a small laugh. "I'm not," I said. "Should I be?" She frowned. "You're being weird." "I could say the same," I replied. She leaned back. "Okay, what's going on?" "Nothing," I said again. "Just tired." She studied my face, then shrugged. "All right." I watched her pick up her phone. A message popped up, and she turned the screen away from me. "Who's that?" I asked. "Just Olivia," she said quickly. "At this hour?" "She couldn't sleep," Emma replied. "We're close, remember?" "Yeah," I said quietly. "I remember." The room felt heavier than usual. I stood up. "I'm going to get some water." "Okay," she said, not looking up. In the kitchen, I whispered, "Why does this feel wrong?" The next few days, I paid attention. Too much attention. "Who are you texting?" I asked one evening. "Friends," she said. "Which friends?" She sighed. "Do you really need names?" "I'm just asking." "You're overthinking," she said, smiling. "Relax." I forced a smile back. "Yeah, maybe." Later, I called Ryan. "Send it," I said. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Yes." A few seconds later, my phone buzzed. I opened the image. My breath caught. Emma. Sitting across from Daniel. "Close. Too close." "Say something," Ryan said. I see it," I whispered. "I'm sorry," he said. I zoomed in. "That's him. That's definitely him." "I told you," Ryan replied gently. I felt my stomach twist. She lied to me. "What are you going to do?" he asked. "I don't know yet," I said. "But I need to hear it from her." "Be careful," Ryan warned. "I will." That night, I waited for her. When she walked in, she smiled. "Hey, you're early today." "Yeah," I said. "We need to talk." Her smile faded. "About what?" I held up my phone. "About Washington." She froze for a second. "What about it?" "Were you there?" I asked. She didn't even blink. "No." The word hit me hard. "Are you sure?" I pressed. "Yes," she said firmly. "Why would you ask that?" I stepped closer. "Because someone saw you." Her eyes narrowed. "Who? Does it matter?" I said. "Answer the question." "I already did," she replied. "I wasn't there." I clenched my jaw. "So this is fake?" I showed her the photo. She glanced at it, then looked back at me. "That's not me." "Emma." "It's not," she insisted. "It just looks like me." "And the man?" I asked. "I don't know him," she said. I stared at her. "You don't know Daniel Brooks?" She hesitated for a split second. "I mean, I know who he is. He's your boss." "So you've never met him outside work events?" "No," she said. I lowered the phone slowly. "Okay." She looked confused. "Okay?" "Yeah," I said quietly. "Okay. Why are you acting like this?" she asked. "I'm not acting," I replied. "I'm just listening." "To what?" she said. "To you," I answered. She crossed her arms. "Then believe me." I nodded. "Sure." "You don't sound convinced," she said. I said okay, I repeated. She stared at me, searching my face. "You're scaring me." I let out a small breath. "Good. What does that mean?" she asked. "Nothing," I said. "Forget it." She shook her head. "You're overthinking again." "Yeah," I said softly. "Maybe I am." But inside, something had already broken. I sat alone later, staring at that photo again. "That's not me," I repeated her words quietly. I shook my head. "No, that's exactly you." That was the moment I stopped trusting her. And the moment I started looking for the truth. "Come here," Ryan said over the phone. "You need to see it yourself." "I already saw the picture," I replied. "That's enough." "No," he said firmly. "It's not the same. You're still hoping it's fake." I stayed quiet. "Book a ticket," he continued. "If I'm wrong, I'll apologize for the rest of my life." "And if you're right?" I asked. "Then at least you'll know the truth," he said. I exhaled slowly. "Send me the hotel name again." "I just did," he replied. "Call me when you land." The next morning, I stood at the airport counter. "One ticket to Washington," I said. "Window or aisle?" the woman asked. "Doesn't matter," I muttered. On the plane, I couldn't sit still. I kept gripping the armrest. "First time flying?" the man beside me asked. "No," I said. "Just a bad trip." He nodded. "Hope it gets better." "Me too," I whispered. When I landed, I called Ryan. "I'm here." "I'm outside," he said. "Come out." I spotted him near a black car. "You look worse than I expected," he said as I walked up. "Thanks," I replied. "Let's just go." During the drive, I asked, "Are you sure they're still there?" "I saw them earlier," he said. "Same place?" "Hotel lounge?" I asked. "Yeah," he confirmed. "Second floor." I stared ahead. "If this is real." "I know," he said quietly. We parked nearby. "You ready?" he asked. "No," I said. "But I'm going anyway." Inside the hotel, everything felt too calm. A receptionist smiled. "Welcome." "Thanks," I said, barely hearing her. Ryan leaned closer. "They're usually in the back corner." I nodded. "Stay here." "You sure?" he asked. "Yes," I said. "I need to do this alone." I walked toward the lounge. My heartbeat was loud in my ears. "Just check," I told myself. "Just look." Then I saw them. Emma. Daniel. Sitting close. Smiling. Laughing. I stopped walking. No, I whispered. Emma leaned forward, touching his arm. He smiled back like it meant something. My hands started shaking. This can't be happening, I said under my breath. I pulled out my phone. Just record, I told myself. Don't move. I hit record. I zoomed in. That's her, I said quietly. That's really her. Daniel said something. I couldn't hear it, but Emma laughed. Why are you laughing? I whispered. What's so funny? I stepped back slightly, hiding behind a pillar. Go in there, a voice in my head said. Confront them. No, I replied to myself. Not yet. Emma reached across the table. Daniel didn't pull away. I felt something snap inside me. Okay, I said softly. I see everything now. I kept recording. Every second felt heavier. After a while, I lowered my phone. I've seen enough, I whispered. I turned and walked out. Ryan stood up as he saw me. Well? I looked at him. You were right? He didn't say anything. I saw them, I continued. Together. I'm sorry, he said. Don't be, I replied. Just, take me somewhere. We drove in silence. Finally, I said, drop me at a hotel. You don't want to come with me? He asked. No, I said. I need to be alone. Call me if you need anything, he said. I will, I replied. In my room, I sat on the bed. Why? I whispered. I looked at my phone and replayed the video. Was I not enough? I asked quietly. Tears blurred my vision. I gave you everything, I said. Everything. I lay back and stared at the ceiling. All those promises, I muttered. All lies. I covered my face. I trusted you. The room felt empty. No more, I said after a long silence. I sat up slowly. No more begging, I told myself. I wiped my tears. No more crying. I looked at the phone again. You made your choice, I said softly. I stood up. And now, I whispered, I'll make mine. When I got back home, I acted normal. Emma opened the door and smiled. You're back early, she said, wrapping her arms around me. Yeah, I replied, hugging her back. Missed you. I missed you too, she said softly. I pulled away and looked at her face. How was your trip? Good, she said quickly. Olivia needed me. Of course, I nodded. Family first. She smiled. Exactly. I walked past her. I'm going to shower. Okay, she said. Dinner later? Sure, I replied. In the bathroom, I stared at the mirror. You're calm, I whispered. Too calm. That night, we sat at the table. This tastes great, I said. Thank you, she replied. I tried something new. You always do, I said. She laughed lightly. You sound different. Do I? I asked. Yeah, she said. But I like it. Good, I replied. After dinner, she leaned closer. Everything okay? Perfect, I said. Promise, she asked. I promise, I replied. Later, I stepped outside and called Ryan. I'm back. How are you holding up? He asked. I'm done reacting, I said. Now I plan. What's the plan? He asked. I need a lawyer, I said. I know someone, he replied. Laura Mitchell. Set it up, I said. The next day, I sat across from Laura. Tell me everything, she said. My wife is cheating, I replied. And I have proof. Show me, she said. I handed her my phone. She watched quietly. This is clear, she said. Very clear. I want a clean exit, I said. And I want to protect myself. She nodded. If you want justice, you need solid evidence and patience. I have both, I said. Good, she replied. Then don't rush. I won't, I said. She leaned forward. What about your boss? I'm working on that, I said. How? She asked. I'll find something, I replied. She studied me. Don't cross legal lines. I won't, I said. I just want the truth exposed. Then be smart, she said. Not emotional. I'm past emotions, I replied. Are you? She asked. I paused. I'm trying. She nodded. That's enough for now. After the meeting, I sat in my car. Step 1 done, I whispered. At home, Emma smiled. You're late. Work, I said. You've been busy, she replied. Trying to improve, I said. She hugged me. I'm proud of you. I stood still. Thanks. That night, I opened my laptop. Let's see, Daniel, I muttered. I searched through company records. Financial reports, transactions, I whispered. Something caught my eye. What's this? I said. I clicked deeper. Hidden accounts? I murmured. Interesting. I leaned closer. You're not clean. The more I searched, the more I found. Fraud, side deals, I said quietly. I sat back and smiled. Now it makes sense, I whispered. The next day, I called Ryan. I found something. What kind of something? He asked. Enough to ruin him, I said. Be careful, he warned. I will, I replied. Don't lose yourself in this, he added. I already did, I said. Now I'm rebuilding. That evening, Emma sat beside me. You've been distant. Have I? I asked. Yes, she said. Talk to me. I'm just focused, I replied. On what? She asked. On us, I said. She smiled. That's good to hear. I nodded. It is. She leaned on my shoulder. I love you. I stared ahead. I know. Inside, I felt nothing. Later, I stood alone in the dark. You both thought I was weak, I whispered. I clenched my fists. Let's see now. I looked at my phone, then at my laptop. I'm not just leaving, I said softly. I took a deep breath. I'm ending everything you built. The confrontation came sooner than I expected. I was sitting in the living room when Emma walked in and stopped in front of me. We need to talk, she said. I looked up calmly. Sure, I replied. Go ahead. She hesitated. I need space. I let out a small breath. Space? I repeated. Or Daniel. Her face turned pale. What are you talking about? She asked. I tilted my head. Say his name, I said. Daniel Brooks. I don't understand, she replied quickly. Stop, I said. Just stop lying. I'm not lying, she insisted. I stood up slowly. Then explain Washington. I already told you, she said. I wasn't there. I took out my phone. Look at this. She glanced at the screen. Her eyes widened for a second before she looked away. That's not me, she said. Still? I asked quietly. Yes, she replied. It's not me. I swiped to the video and pressed play. Watch carefully. She stared at it in silence. That's you, I said. Laughing. Touching him. Her lips trembled. It's not what you think. I nodded slowly. It's exactly what I think. No, she said, shaking her head. You're misunderstanding everything. Then help me understand, I replied. Why are you in a hotel with my boss? She covered her face. I didn't mean for this to happen. So it happened, I said. She stayed silent. Say it, I demanded. Say the truth. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I made a mistake. I let out a hollow laugh. A mistake? Yes, she cried. It just happened. Things don't just happen, I said. You chose this. I was confused, she said. I felt alone. You felt alone? I repeated. While I was right here? You were always busy, she said. And that justifies this? I asked. No, she said quickly. I'm not saying that. Then what are you saying? I pressed. I didn't plan it, she replied. It wasn't supposed to go this far. I shook my head. But it did. She stepped closer. I was going to tell you. When? I asked. After how many lies? She reached for my hand. Please, just listen. I pulled away. I've been listening. I still love you, she said. I looked at her, searching for something real. Do you? Yes, she replied. Then why him? I asked. She hesitated. He understood me. I smiled bitterly. Of course he did. It wasn't about replacing you, she said. It feels like it, I replied. I was lost, she whispered. And now? I asked. She looked at me with fear in her eyes. Now I'm scared. Of what? I said. Losing me? She nodded. Yes. I stepped back. You already lost me. Her face crumbled. Don't say that. It's the truth, I said. We can fix this, she insisted. How? I asked. By pretending this never happened? No, she said. By starting over. I shook my head. There's no starting over. Please, she begged. Don't give up on us. I'm not giving up, I replied. You did that. She fell to her knees. I'm sorry. I stared at her. Say something, she cried. I took a deep breath. I believed you, I said quietly. I know, she whispered. I trusted you, I continued. I know, she repeated. And you lied to my face, I said. She sobbed. I was scared. Not scared enough to stop, I replied. She looked up at me. What do you want me to do? I paused. Tell me the truth. I am, she said. No, I replied. Not the version that saves you. The real one. She stayed silent. That's what I thought, I said. I turned away. Wait, she said. Don't leave like this. I stopped but didn't turn around. For the first time, I said slowly, I see you clearly. She whispered, what does that mean? It means, I replied, you're not who I thought you were. Her voice broke. I can change. I shook my head. You already showed me who you are. I walked toward the door. Please, she cried. Don't go. I paused for a second. Then I said quietly, you don't regret hurting me. She gasped. That's not true. You regret getting caught, I said. Silence filled the room. I opened the door. And I didn't look back. Everything started to change the moment I made my move. I sat across from Laura and said, I'm ready. She nodded. Then we file today. Do it, I replied. No delays. Are you sure you don't want to talk to her first? She asked. There's nothing left to say, I said. She slid the papers forward. Sign here. I picked up the pen. This ends now. I signed. Laura looked at me. It's done. Good, I said. What's next? Now we protect your assets, she replied. And prepare for her response. She'll call, I said. Will you answer? She asked. No, I replied. That same day, my phone started ringing. Please pick up, Emma's message said. We need to talk. I deleted it. Another call came. I ignored it. Please, let's fix this, she said in a voicemail. I turned off the sound. Later, I called Ryan. It's filed. That was fast, he said. I'm not wasting time, I replied. And Daniel, he asked. I'm working on that, I said. You found something already, he asked. More than enough, I replied. Be careful, he warned. I am, I said. Everything I do is clean. That night, I sat at my laptop. Let's begin, I whispered. I organized the files. Transactions, hidden accounts, unauthorized deals, I muttered. I picked up my phone and dialed a contact. I have information, I said. And it's big. Who is this? The voice asked. Someone who knows what Daniel Brooks has been hiding, I replied. There was a pause. Send it. I will, I said. But make sure it reaches the right people. It will, the voice replied. I ended the call and leaned back. Your turn, I whispered. The next day at work, everything felt different. Did you hear? A coworker asked. Hear what? I replied. Daniel's under investigation, he said. Internal audit. I raised an eyebrow. Really? Yeah, he said. Something about financial misconduct. I nodded slowly. That's serious. It's all over the office, he added. I walked away, hiding my smile. Later, I got a call from Emma again. Please answer, she begged in a message. I'm sorry. I stared at the screen. Too late, I whispered. Days passed, and the pressure on Daniel grew. Emergency meeting, someone said in the hallway. I sat quietly as whispers spread. He's in trouble, another voice said. I checked my phone. A new message. Can we talk? Emma wrote. I typed nothing. That evening, my phone rang again. Just hear me out, she said when I answered briefly. There's nothing to hear, I replied. I made a mistake, she said. I know, I said. And I moved on. Don't do this, she pleaded. I already did, I replied, then ended the call. The next week, I received an email. Mr. Turner would like to meet you, it said. I frowned. Michael Turner? I went to the meeting. He stood up and smiled. I've heard about you. Good things, I hope, I replied. Impressive things, he said. You handled a difficult situation well. I did what I had to, I said. He nodded. I respect that. What do you want? I asked. A fresh start, he said. With us. I raised an eyebrow. You're offering me a job? I'm offering you growth, he replied. And why me? I asked. Because you stayed calm when others would panic, he said. I thought for a moment. What's the role? Higher than your current one, he said. I smiled slightly. That's interesting. Take your time, he added. I don't need time, I said. I accept. He extended his hand. Welcome aboard. I shook it. Thank you. As I walked out, I felt something new. Control, I whispered. That night, I stood by the window. The man who once felt small, I said softly, is gone. I looked at my reflection. And I'm not going back. I was about to go to bed when I heard a knock on the door. I frowned. Who is it? I asked. It's me, Emma's voice came, weak and shaking. Please, open the door. I stood still for a moment. Why are you here? I asked. Please, she said again. Just talk to me. I walked to the door and opened it. She stood there, looking nothing like before. You look tired, I said. I haven't been sleeping, she replied. Why? I asked. Because of you, she said softly. I leaned against the door. You should go home. I don't have one, she whispered. Not anymore. That's not my problem, I said. She stepped closer. I made a mistake. I looked at her calmly. You didn't make a mistake. You made a choice. Her lips trembled. I regret it. Now you do, I replied. I always did, she said quickly. No, I said. You regretted getting caught. That's not true, she cried. Then why didn't you stop? I asked. She stayed silent. That's what I thought, I said. Tears rolled down her face. I still love you. I shook my head. You loved what I gave you. Not me. That's not fair, she said. It's the truth, I replied. She grabbed my arm. Please, give me another chance. I gently pulled away. For what? To fix this, she said. There's nothing to fix, I replied. There is, she insisted. We can rebuild. I sighed. You destroyed it. I can change, she said. I'm not interested, I replied. Her voice broke. You don't mean that. I do, I said. She looked into my eyes. Look at me and say it. I held her gaze. I don't want you back. She stepped back like I hit her. You're serious? Yes, I said. I lost everything, she whispered. That was your decision, I replied. I chose wrong, she said. You chose clearly, I answered. She covered her face. I thought he cared. And? I asked. He left, she said quietly. Of course he did, I replied. I thought he would stay, she added. I shook my head. He was never yours. She looked at me. And you were? I was, I said. Until you threw it away. She dropped to her knees. I'm begging you. Don't, I said. Get up. I can't lose you, she cried. You already did, I replied. She reached for my hand again. Please. I stepped back. This ends tonight. She looked broken. So that's it? That's it, I said. She slowly stood up. You've changed. Yes, I replied. I don't recognize you, she said. I finally recognize myself, I answered. She wiped her tears. I wish I could go back. You can't, I said. I know, she whispered. There was a long silence. Goodbye, I said. She looked at me one last time. I'm sorry. I nodded once. Take care. She turned and walked away. I closed the door and leaned against it. It's over, I whispered. The next day, Ryan called. Did you hear? Hear what? I asked. Daniel's done, he said. Fired. Under investigation. His wife left him too. I stayed quiet. His reputation is gone, Ryan added. I exhaled slowly. Karma took its time. But it hit hard, he said. Yeah, I replied. And Emma, he asked. She came last night, I said. What did she want, he asked. A second chance, I replied. And, he asked. I closed the door, I said. Ryan paused. You okay? I am now, I replied. That night, I stood alone in my apartment. You made your choices, I said softly. I looked around. And now you live with them. For the first time, I felt nothing for her. No anger. No pain. Just silence. And finally, peace. Months later, I stood in my new office, looking out at the city. Not bad, I said quietly. A knock came. Come in, I called. Ryan stepped inside and smiled. You made it. I turned to him. No. I rebuilt. He laughed softly. Fair enough. I gestured to the chair. Sit. He looked around. This place suits you. It feels right, I said. You look different, he added. Better or worse? I asked. Stronger, he replied. I nodded. I had no choice. He leaned back. Do you ever think about her? I paused. Sometimes. And, he asked. It doesn't hurt the same, I said. That's progress, he replied. I guess, I said. He studied me. You don't sound angry. I'm not, I answered. Not even at Daniel, he asked. I shook my head. He's already paying. Ryan nodded. Yeah, I heard things got worse. I don't follow his life anymore, I said. Good, he replied. And Emma, he asked carefully. I looked out the window. She's part of the past. That's it, he said. That's it, I replied. He smiled slightly. You've changed more than I thought. I had to, I said. He stood up. I'm proud of you. I chuckled. You sound like a mentor. Maybe I am, he joked. Don't push it, I said with a small smile. He walked toward the door. Call me if you need anything. I will, I said. After he left, I sat down and looked at my desk. This is mine, I whispered. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I answered. Hello? Hi, a familiar voice said. It's me. I stayed silent. I just wanted to say. I hope you're doing well, Emma said. I am, I replied. I heard about your new position, she added. Yeah, I said. You deserve it, she said softly. Thank you, I replied. There was a pause. I'm not calling to ask for anything. Good, I said. I just wanted to say sorry, one last time, she said. I leaned back. You already did. I know, she said. But I needed to say it again. I closed my eyes briefly. All right. I hope you find happiness, she added. I already did, I said. She hesitated. I'm glad. I took a breath. Take care, Emma. You too, she said. The call ended. I placed the phone down. That's the last chapter, I whispered. I stood up and walked to the window again. I'm not that man anymore, I said. I remembered the nights I couldn't sleep. I thought I lost everything, I murmured. I shook my head. I was wrong. I gained something better. Strength, I said quietly. I smiled faintly. And peace. I walked back to my desk and sat down. No more looking back. I opened my laptop. Only forward. For the first time in a long time, I felt free.